In Genesis 17, the Lord appeared to Abraham and ratified or certified what we now know as the Abrahamic covenant. In the earlier chapters of Genesis, God outlined the blessings of this covenant, and in this chapter, he presented the signs of the covenant. In the ancient world, part of covenant making involved verifying or memorializing that covenant with a sign or symbol. In Genesis 17, Abraham and Sarah memorialized their covenant with God with both a new name and a token. The Lord said, "Behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. As for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be." The act of their receiving a new name symbolized their drastically new identity and relationship with God. It signaled their allegiance and new kinship with God. It represented them becoming something new. When nuns and monks take their vows, they often take on them a new religious name. When kings and queens ascend to the throne in the modern world, they often take upon themselves new names to signify their new identity and relationship with the state. When Abraham and Sarah took upon themselves new names, it marked their new identity and relationship with God as God's covenant sons and daughters. In addition to receiving a new name, the Lord established a token or sign of the covenant by requiring all covenant males to be circumcised. "And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you." Sarah also received a token of the covenant with God. In Genesis 17, God promised, "Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him." So God signed to Sarah of the covenant was blessing her with a miraculous son. This son in future posterity would be a continual memorial of her covenant with God. For both Abraham and Sarah, the symbols of the Abrahamic covenant were connected to reproduction and posterity. The new and everlasting covenant that God established with Adam, Abraham, and us today centers on posterity and our potential for eternal increase. Producing posterity is both a sign of our covenant to God and one of the great blessings of the covenant. Having children creates strong bonds of love and connection that fill our lives with meaning and purpose. The connections between ancestors and descendants connect us to God in a welding link. And having children also promotes the perpetuation of the Abrahamic covenant in time and through all eternity. In temples of the Church of Jesus Christ today, members become part of the Abrahamic covenant by making sacred promises with God in the temple endowment. Temple covenants give us a new identity and new relationship with God, and like Abraham, we memorialize our commitments through sacred symbols. So the next time you attend the temple, I'd invite you to ponder ways in which our temple symbols help you memorialize the promises that you've made with God.